On, Glo- on Global TV News Express, Tinubu lauds Google CEO for advancing AI and digital transformation in Nigeria. In business, federal government signs new deal to revive Trans-Saharan gas pipeline. On the foreign scene, Sudan says no obstacles to Russian Red Sea base. And in sports, University of Sports to foster Russian Red Sea base. And in sports, University of Sports to foster talent expertise, according to Governor Okpebolo. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Express on Global Television, coming to you from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Queen Agapa. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Nigecomsat. President Bola Tinubu has commended Google Chief Executive Officer Sundar Pichai for the interest of the company in advancing artificial intelligence and digital transformation in Nigeria. The president disclosed this when he met with the Google team in Paris in company of the Minister of Communication, Innovation and Digital Economy, Bosun Tijani. The collaboration seeks to position Nigeria as a prominent technology and innovation hub, leveraging AI, cloud computing and digital infrastructure to foster economic growth and enhance global competitiveness. The Nigerian Police Force has report by the Office of the Auditor General of the Federation and do not indicate an actual disappearance of arms. The National Board for Technical Education has denied reports that its Executive Secretary, Professor Idris Bugaje, is under investigation by the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC. Head of Media Unit, Office of the Executive Secretary Fatima Abubakar, says the board described the report as orchestrated by some of its members of staff who were being investigated for unwholesome practices and corruption. The board also clarified its accreditation processes, which involved cash advances to staff for physical accreditation. U.S. President Donald Trump's administration has filed a lawsuit against New York on Wednesday, accusing the Democratic-ruled state of hindering federal efforts to crack down on undocumented migrants. The legal action comes a week after the Justice Department sued Sanctuary City, Chicago, and the Midwestern state of Illinois on similar grounds. Director General of the Department of State Services, Oluwatosin Ajayi, has called for a policy mandating the recruitment of first-class graduates into the intelligence agency to strengthen national security. Ajayi made this call while delivering the 2025 Distinguished Personality Lecture at the Center for Peace and Strategic Studies, University of Ilorin, Kwara State. He emphasized the need for a paradigm shift in recruitment and staffing within security agencies to ensure only the best minds are enlisted. Pro-North Social Political Organization, Arewa Consultative Forum, and some prominent voices from the northern region of the country have said the region cannot be forced to re-elect President Bola Tinubu in 2027. The Arewa Consultative Forum and other northern leaders declared that no individual could claim to be the mouthpiece of the North, and as such, it was wrong for the chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Abdullahi Ganduje, to ask the North to wait till 2031 before vying for the presidency. They spoke against the backdrop of Ganduje's warning to northern politicians nursing presidential ambition in 2027 to bury the idea, vowing that Tinubu would complete 2 terms in office. All Progressives Congress has officially contracted a private company, TomMeth Global Limited, to commence a nationwide digital membership registration exercise with the ultimate aim of having a comprehensive and up-to-date database of its members ahead of the 2027 general elections. The signing ceremony of the agreement with the contractor was concluded at the party secretariat in Abuja. In attendance were the chairman of the Progressives Governors Forum, Governor of Imo State, Hope Uzodinma, his contemporary in Cross Rivers, Basiotu, and Kogi State, Usman Ododo. Edo State Governor Monday Okpebholo says with the state's robust collaboration with the federal government, the state is on course to become the envy of other states. The governor made this declaration when he received the Accountant General of the Federation, Oluwatoyin Madeyin, who was on a courtesy visit to the government house in Benin City. Okpebholo further stated that Edo State has experienced a lot of developmental strides under President Bola Tinubu's administration, describing Edo as the president's adopted state. The National Coordinator, National Counter-Terrorism Center, Major General Adamu Laka, says violent extremism remains one of the most complex security challenges that threatens Nigeria's national security. Laka stated this at the opening of the workshop and validation meeting on preventing and countering violent extremism guidelines and strategic communication plan in Abuja. Defense correspondent Kikelo Mokere has details.
The National Coordinator, National Counter-Terrorism Center, Major General Adamu Laka says violent extremism are threatening the very fabric of Nigerian communities, institutions, and social cohesion. Laka says the workshop is aimed at highlighting unified determination to enhance the nation's capacity to counter violent extremism and to ensure the seamless implementation of preventing and countering violent extremism guidelines and strategies at every level of governance. He says the federal government of Nigeria had developed the policy framework and national action plans for PCVE.
A policy is only as effective as its implementation. And that is why we are gathered here today to ensure that we take deliberate and strategic steps towards localizing and operationalizing this framework. Over the course of these 2 days, we will focus on two critical components that are central to the success of preventing and countering violent extremism efforts in Nigeria.
The director, PCVE at NCTC, Ambassador Mairo Musa says the main objective of the workshop was centered around enhancing the understanding of the policy framework on preventing and countering violent extremism and facilitating its localization at institutional, state, and community levels. She added that effective implementation requires domestication, ownership, integration with existing government agencies and security structure, adding that it is also to foster cross-sectional collaboration and information sharing, strengthening multi-sector stakeholder synergy in PCV implementation.
Also to assess and to refine and validate the strategic communication plan, ensuring that it aligns with the evolving security landscape and leverages effective messaging to counter extremist narratives and promote peace-building efforts.
It is expected that the outcome will strengthen understanding of the PCV PFNAP among NDAs at the state, institutions, and other stakeholders with clear strategies for its localization and institutionalization. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
The Nigerian police force has been interrogated by the Senate over 3,907 missing assault rifles as contained in the 2019 audit report by the Office of the Auditor General of the Federation. This was as the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetoku, tendered apologies to the Senate Committee on Public Accounts for not honoring previous invitations sent to him for explanations on queries issued to the police regarding alleged financial infractions in the 2019 audit report. Kikelo Mokere has the details. But we'll bring you that report subsequently. You're watching the live broadcast of News Express on Global Television, coming to you from the nation's capital, Abuja. When News Express returns, federal government signs new deal to revive Trans-Saharan gas pipeline. We'll have these details from the world of business as well as stories from foreign and sports engagement for you. Please stay with us. Well, many thanks for staying with us. If you've just joined us, this is Global Television, bringing you live broadcast of the News Express. The Nigerian police force has been interrogated by the Senate over 3,907 missing assault rifles as contained in the 2019 audit report by the Office of the Auditor General of the Federation. This was as the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, tendered apologies to the Senate Committee on Public Accounts for not honoring previous invitations sent to him for explanations on queries issued to the police regarding alleged financial infractions in the 2019 audit report. Kikelomo Okere has details.
The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, took the oath and nominated Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of public accounts and budget, AIG Suleiman Abdul, to answer to the 8 queries issued against the police by the Office of the Auditor General. According to Olusamuel Godwin, a review of the Arms Movement Register, monthly return of the arms and ammunitions, and the ammunition register at the Police Armory Review alarming discrepancies.
1. 15 training institutions. Total number of missing ammunition 601 not reported was the remarks. 2. 23 formations, 42 missing items not reported. Number 3. 37 police commands, 1,514 not reported. 4. Zone 1 to 12, 29 not reported. 5. PMF 1 to 68, 1,721 missing items not reported was the remark, and the source was extract from schedules of returns of arms and loss of arms as at January 2020.
The lawmakers criticized the police for failing to trace the missing weapon and apprehend those responsible. Concerns were raised that these firearms may have fallen into wrong hands, worsening the country's security crisis.
If 3,900 firearms, mainly AK-47 and other rifles, are in the hands of enemies, that tells you that we are not safe. Even the police is not safe. So we need a proper explanation to this, so that we can move this country forward.
Meanwhile, Senator Adams Oshomole shared a personal experience in the assassination of his aide, highlighting the real-life consequences of missing firearms.
The rules of engagement. The police attached to the governor. When the governor is traveling, are they to take permission before they travel? Those attached to me regularly tells me that they go to regularize not only the booking of the arms, but also from time to time that they are where they are supposed to be. And sometimes your officers come to check if they are still with you, in case they may have left without reporting. To make the assumption you have made it to insult the intelligence of the police, not us. When you suggest to us that if an officer moved from Benin on official escort duty to which you officially and legally assigned him, that you will presume his weapon is no longer with him.
In response, AIG Suleiman Abdul was only able to account for 15 out of 3,907 missing assault rifles, 14 of which, according to him, were lost through 14 personnel killed in active service and one in 1998.
Signals were sent to the Affairs Formation to produce comprehensive investigation report on the loss of the said ammunition and on the firearms and ammunition, as well as complete Treasury Form 146 for audit attachment in pages 219 to 224.
For a soft landing, the committee later resolved that the AIG and his team should go and tidy up their response to query, as it will never be swept under the carpet. Kikelomo Okere, Global Television News.
In business, Nigerian telecommunications operators have started implementing the long-awaited 50% tariff hike following regulatory approval from the Nigerian Communications Commission as lawmakers moved to halt the rollout, citing economic hardship. The House of Representatives directed the telecom regulator and the Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy to suspend the tariff increase, arguing that Nigerians cannot afford higher telecom costs amid rising inflation and the removal of fuel subsidies. The tariff hike, which has been cleared by the NCC, was scheduled to take effect nationwide starting Monday, while MTN, the country's largest telecommunications provider, had already started implementing the revised rate as of Tuesday. The Comptroller General of Ogun, One Area Command, Nigeria Customs Service, Idiroko Mohammed Shuaibu, has underscored the importance of seamless cross-border trade in driving sustainable economic growth and national prosperity. Shuaibu made the call while speaking at the 4th Art for Economic Development Festival held in Idiroko, Ibokia local government area of Ogun State. The statement released by the Customs Boss noted that the theme of the festival, cross-border trade, what it is and why it matters, highlights the crucial role of trade in fostering relationships, enhancing cultural exchanges, and promoting mutual understanding among diverse communities. The federal government has signed an agreement with Algeria and Niger to push forward the Trans-Saharan Gas Pipeline TSGP project, which aims to boost gas exports to Europe. Officials from the three countries formalized the agreement during a meeting in Algiers, the capital of Algeria. According to Dada Olusegun, President Bola Tinubu's special assistant on social media, the agreement involved energy firms from Nigeria, Algeria, and Niger. Dangote Petroleum Refinery and Petrochemicals says it has reduced the cost of its diesel to 1,020 naira per litre, down from 1,075 naira per litre at the gantry price. In a statement, the company says the reduction was to better serve its customers and Nigerians in general. Recall that when it began diesel production in January 2024, the refinery produced the price of diesel more than 3 times, from an initial 1,700 naira per litre to 1,000 naira. Recently, the refinery also reduced the ex-depot price of petrol from 950 naira to 890 naira per litre. On the foreign scene, Sudan says a final deal has been agreed with Russia to establish a naval base on the war-torn country's Red Sea coast, saying there are no obstacles to it. An agreement was discussed under former President Omar al-Bashir, but the military government that overthrew him had later said the matter was under review. Sudan's Foreign Minister Ali Youssef stated that a deal had been signed and that they are in complete agreement with Russia over the establishment of the port, indicating that what remained was only the ratification of the deal. U.S. President Donald Trump's administration has filed a lawsuit against New York on Wednesday, accusing the Democratic-ruled state of hindering federal efforts to crack down on undocumented migrants. The legal action comes a week after the Justice Department sued Sanctuary City, Chicago, and the Midwestern state of Illinois on similar grounds. A Quebec man has been fined $35,000 for violating 2 Canadian environmental laws after a fuel spill in Dorval resulted in significant contamination of local waterways. The Court of Quebec ordered the fine after Daniel Shea, a transport company driver, pleaded guilty to violations of both the Fisheries Act and the Canadian Environmental Protection Act 1999. The penalty will be directed to the Government of Canada's Environmental Damages Fund, which supports projects aimed at restoring and protecting Canada's environment. United States-based Nigerian tennis prodigy Christopher Bulus has won his first senior national title after defeating Daniel Adeleye in the men's singles final at the 2025 Reynolds National Tennis Open in Lagos. Bulus, who flew into the country from South Africa, where he represented Nigeria at the Davis Cup, was a clear favorite to win the competition despite not having a national ranking. Apart from winning a giant trophy, the Kaduna-born tennis youngster also went home with a 2 million naira prize money for the men's singles winner. Also in sports, Edo State Governor Monday Okpebholo says that citing of the Federal University of Sport in the state will provide a platform for cutting-edge research, innovation, and the development of highly skilled graduates who will contribute meaningfully to the society. While commending President Bola Tinubu for signing into law the bill establishing the university, he expressed confidence that the institution will quickly become a center of academic excellence, attracting students and scholars from across the country and beyond. The governor says the landmark decision marks a significant milestone in the state's commitment to expanding access to quality higher education and fostering intellectual growth. Kellen Murray has been appointed head coach of the New Orleans Saints 2 days after helping the Philadelphia Eagles win the Super Bowl as offensive coordinator. Murray succeeds Dennis Allen, who was sacked in November after the Saints suffered 7 successive defeats, with Darren Rizzi taking interim charge until the end of the season. Murray says he is excited to join the New Orleans Saints and deeply appreciates the faith that Mrs. Benson and the entire Saints organization have placed in him. Arsenal Premier League title hopes have been dealt a massive blow, with reports indicating that Kai Havertz and Gabriel Martinelli are set for extended spells on the sidelines due to hamstring injuries. Multiple reports suggest that the German international has suffered a season-ending injury. Havertz, Arsenal's top scorer this season with 15 goals across all competitions, reportedly sustained the injury during the club's recent warm-weather training camp in Dubai. As we end the Global TV News Express, let's take a look at our top stories. President Bola Tinubu has commended Google Chief Executive Officer Sundar Pichai for the interest of the company in advancing artificial intelligence and transformation in Nigeria. The federal government has signed agreement with Algeria and Niger to push forward the Trans-Saharan Gas Pipeline TCGP project. On the foreign scene, Sudan says a final deal has been agreed with Russia to establish a naval base on the war-torn country's Red Sea coast. And in sports, we told you Edo State Governor Monday Okpebholo says that siting of the Federal University of Sport in the state will provide a platform for cutting-edge research, innovation, and development of highly skilled graduates who will contribute meaningfully to the society. And that's it on Global Television News Express. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365, on StarTimes channel 276, and free to air on NightComSat. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using at Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. I am Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching and see you again.